guys, and welcome back to part 4 of this series. So we're picking our number 2 on this part. And again, I'm going to go to Mr. Lee Spencer of Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews to give us his choice.
So this is my second song off High and Dry. A little bit more melodic. I suppose you could put this in the ballad. I suppose Mark would describe this well. A ballad with teeth. I love that saying. I say it a lot. A ballad with teeth. It's mirror, mirror, look into my eyes. Or mirror, mirror. I always call it mirror, mirror, but in brackets, look into my eyes. Yeah. Just a superb song. And again, I was talking about the early indications of what they would become. I suppose this is even an earlier one to Pyromania, isn't it? Like it's almost setting the stage for Pyromania, I suppose. Just a brilliant song, but still with that raw edge, of course, that they had there, that hunger, if you like. Again, a dark feel to this track. A really dynamic chorus that's just, I love the chorus. It's sort of like a massive step up from anything they did chorus-wise on the debut, I think, on Through the Night. It's ridiculous how this could be a year apart. You know what I mean? From that album. It's always got like these sort of Eastern melodies in the guitar solo, which are just, guitar solo is an amazing part of the track. Again, I think, at this stage, they were leading the way in songwriting, especially, even in their early career. An amazing song. I love High and Dry back to back. So, this is a real standout for me.
Loving that choice. And something you said there kind of just touched base with me a little bit, where you said they were leading the way. And I think something happened with Def Leppard in the mid to late 80s where they started to get lumped in with hair metal. And Def Leppard are not Motley Crue, they're not Poison, but they seem, I know they've gone on tour with them all, like in the last couple of years, but they're not them, are they? That's fair to say. They led it, as you just said, led the way, as opposed to were part of a hair metal, quote unquote, movement. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Mark Clore, what have you got for your number 2, mate?
Okay, I hope you guys know this song. This song was written and recorded in the Hysteria sessions, but was not on the final album. It was released as a B-side in the UK for Armageddon It, and as a B-side in America for Pour Some Sugar on Me. It was later released on the Retroactive compilation album. It's called Ring of Fire.
New one for me.
You got to hear it. I'm telling both of you, when you get off this, please listen to this song. Tell me it's not the best song that would have been, if they had included it on Hysteria, it would have been the best song on the album. Now, they did include it on some later deluxe editions, when they would include a bunch of B-sides and extra tracks and whatnot. But there was a little bit of difference in the original recording, which they have both versions on YouTube. There was a little bit of difference in the intro between the original Hysteria recording and the one that they eventually did put on Retroactive. Just a blazing song. It's heavy. This is one of those songs that really bridged that gap between the earlier metal, side of Def Leppard and the highly produced, Hysteria stuff that we have become, accustomed to. It could have fit just as well on Pyromania, I think, as it did on Hysteria. Because a lot of the unreleased stuff and B-sides are kind of throwaway tracks. This is not a throwaway track.
Yeah.
This should have been front and center on Hysteria. This is actually one of the great mysteries to me as far as Def Leppard. Why was this song left off the album? And, it could have easily replaced Excitable or Don't Shoot Shotgun or Run Riot or, one of the ones that I find myself skipping. Like I said, if this song had been on the album, it could have been a huge single. It had everything. It's heavy. It's the chorus is just catchy as fuck. It's still got that slick production, but it's got some serious balls.
I think you've answered your own question there, mate. Why it wasn't on Hysteria?
No, exactly. You're right. The guitars are up front. Which is like you just said. That's probably why. But Yeah, I mean, it's so catchy. So, listen to it, please. Let me know what you think of it.
That's really good. That's why that's why it's good to have this kind of show. It's interesting. But again, I wouldn't overly blame Joe and the lads. That sounds like studio meddling to me in terms of what goes on and what goes off an album.
Oh yeah.
Okay, at number 2 for me is of course it is, is the title single, Hysteria, from the album of the same name. Come on, I love it. Now, look, we've been through it already on this series. We've been through it on a ton of Lee's videos. We've been through it on emails, right? But I know I get a lot of teasing from you guys how much I love this record over the others. But this is it. This is my introduction proper to Def Leppard. Just the way it builds, slowly builds and builds and builds and just takes you for a ride. Then they let loose with the chorus. Mind blown. I get it. It's mainstream. We're a far cry from high and dry here. We're not in Kansas anymore. I get it, right? But I love it. And Mutt Lange producing here again. It's poppier. We know it. But fuck me, lads. I love this song. I love it.
Mate, listen. It's a lot of it is age as well. We've said this before. You're 42, did you say?
42, yeah.
A lot of that makes a difference, man. Do you know what I mean? It's just like when you find music, what age you find music, and where you are at the time. That's why music's so good, isn't it? And there's so many different opinions because it's just, people, for instance, will say Fear of the Dark from Iron Maiden's the best album. They don't know what they're talking about, but they actually believe that it is because that might be where they was, I don't know, 14 years old and just started to listen to metal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's how it shapes us, how it forms us, how we listen to it first. Absolutely. Look, guys, fantastic choices for your number 2. I'm looking forward to the final part in this series where we finally get to it. We get to our number 1 song. Check out that part, guys, next.